Back from Atlantic City. My voice is 100% again. Perfect timing before we go to Chicago on Tuesday for All In. So you Chicago guys out there, JD is coming to your town. It's good to be back in the Bronx, man. I just got stuck in what routinely is a 2.5 hour max. 2 hours and 15-minute trip down to Atlantic City. It was a total of 4 hours and 15 minutes because people don't know how to drive. And I really wish I could snap my finger and have half of the world's population's driver's licenses revoked. Because I just can't stand people, man. There's no way that you can be that terrible at driving a vehicle. Anyway, I'm back, and literally as YouTube was demonetizing part 2 of this very podcast, I uploaded it. It stayed monetized all night, and then right before I actually hit upload, it went to the deathly yellow symbol on YouTube that signifies no money earned. I deleted it immediately, uploaded it again. It stayed monetized for about a good 8 hours, and then it went right back to being yellow. So I got 3 videos planned for you guys in the next day and a half or so before I go to Chicago. And then we'll just take the show on the road. I'll be doing the work from the hotel room. But this particular story broke right as I stopped recording part 2 this past weekend. Now, this is a story that I've been looking for answers on. This is a story that everybody is talking about right now because there's a little show called All In happening this coming Saturday night on September 1st. WWE confirms Neville is no longer under WWE contract. Some people are taking this news very lightly. Others are taking this news as very exciting. Me, I'm taking it as exciting, and this is news. This is a breaking story. And I don't think people are really taking into consideration how important this story is or how big this story is. It's not big in a way where Neville is going to go to a rival company and be a number one man. He's not going to be a guy that's going to show up in Ring of Honor or New Japan Pro Wrestling and is going to be the end-all, be-all for competition to WWE. It's nothing even close to that. But the major situation that comes from this story is the fact that Neville has done something that many people I know for a fact would love to do to WWE and just walk out and go work somewhere else. And I use that word, work, as the most important word in that statement. Everybody that is in Neville's shoes, or now I should say was in Neville's shoes, all they want to do is work. Neville will once again find work. He will be doing what he loves to do, wrestle somewhere else for someone else who appreciates his talent. WWE has officially confirmed the news to the Wrestling Observer newsletter that broke late last night via Pro Wrestling Sheet and Ryan Satin. Neville is no longer under contract and he is free to work with any wrestling promotion. Neville hasn't appeared on WWE television since October and he has been silent, opting not to do interviews. And there have been no public posts on social media since his departure. The only thing that is known about him is that he and his wife moved from Orlando to the United Kingdom earlier this year. Neville was signed in 2012 and became one of the top stars in NXT until he moved up to the main roster in 2015. In 2017, he was moved to the Cruiserweight division and he was one of the cornerstones of 205 Live. Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks indicated on Twitter that he spoke with Neville recently and he's doing well. No word if there are plans for him to make a surprise appearance at All In, but you can bet that every wrestling company, including Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling, are going to be interested in signing Neville. Since the story broke on Friday night, we have independently learned that Neville is no longer with the WWE. Cody Rhodes even tweeted out. And it was very odd and bizarre, the coincidences of the timing of that tweet. And then we hear this news. All he simply stated, and I quote, "I miss Neville." And then lo and behold, just 48 hours later, probably less than that, he is now a free agent and able to work with any promotion that he wants to work with. People are undermining how important this story really is. The biggest thing to come from this story is Neville. Neville, who was signed to NXT, who was treated great in NXT, went to the main roster. They didn't know what to do with him. And then he went to 205 Live and was the cornerstone of that show. He was the flag bearer for that show under a great heel run. We didn't think it was going to be possible. He shut a lot of people up, made a lot of people look silly, and he absolutely excelled in that role. And I'm tired of the people who want to claim, oh, vanilla midget, oh, too small, oh, this and that, oh, flips and dives, oh, indie darling, blah, 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 blah. Was he too small against Seth Rollins? I don't know what year it was. Remember that Monday Night Raw where he went up to the top rope and did the red arrow? And Rollins got the, I don't know if it was his arm or his leg on the rope. And everybody, I don't even remember what fucking town it was in, but I remember the fucking reaction that Neville got. You want to tell me that everybody in that fucking arena wasn't ready to see Neville win the WWE Championship? You want to sit here and tell me that Neville was not able or not good enough to work with guys like Rollins, Styles, Joe, Reigns, Bryan, Nakamura, Randy Orton? The list goes on and on. Almas, Rusev, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. You want to continue on that fucking just sheer stupidity that he wasn't good enough to be in the WWE. Finn Balor, right? He's a vanilla midget. He'd never get over. You could go back on the WWE Network and watch that match. I dare any one of you who fucking want to claim vanilla midget to watch that fucking show in some bumblefuck town. Wasn't no major market. It wasn't a Toronto, it wasn't a Philly, it wasn't a Miami, it wasn't an LA, it wasn't New York. It was a bumblefuck town that everybody in that arena was on their feet during the closing segments of that match. You mean to tell me that people on that night, on that day, were not ready to see Neville win the fucking WWE Championship? But he's not over, right? He's not good enough to be in the WWE. People are undermining how serious of a story this is. Neville has done something that very, 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 very few have done. He walked away from the WWE, which is the biggest wrestling company on the planet. Walked away while still under contract, took his ball and went home, said fuck you to the WWE and all their money and their contract and all their politics. Made a bigger name for himself based off that situation, now is going to set the indie world on fire. Make more money than he ever made in WWE. Make a bigger name for himself now because of what he did and where he worked and what he accomplished. And people are going to use that. Guys who wish to be in his position will realize that if Neville is doing it, if Cody Rhodes is doing it, and they're going to find all this success on the independents with the freedom and the lighter schedule, booking your own matches, or not matches, but booking your own appearances, telling them when you want to work, being in charge of your own merchandise, being your own man, that it's possible to do without being tied down to the WWE corporate agenda. Nobody's realizing now how important this is. You will. When we get finished with All In and we get to the G1 Supercard with Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling at Madison Square Garden, there is no better time right now to be a fan of indie wrestling or an independent wrestler away from WWE. Neville has single-handedly done what many in that company wish that they could do. Look at Fandango. Look at Tyler Breeze. Look at Chad Gable. Look at everybody else not being Shelton Benjamin. Look at everybody else not being used that we wish would be used properly. The Revival. The list goes on and on. The Ascension. The list goes on and on. Why did Neville walk out? I remember listening to Enzo Amore on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. And I remember Enzo saying that he and Neville were incredible friends. The best of friends. The report was that Neville didn't want a job to Enzo Amore. He felt like Enzo was a joke. When you hear Enzo talk about Neville, he had nothing but nice words to say about him. So I doubt that's the reason. Do you want to know why you want to know why Neville walked out of the WWE? It's because when you go to 205 Live, you are banished to fucking obscurity. That's why he walked out. He walked out for the very same reasons that we have all been uttering. He's too good to be handcuffed and stereotyped for what they wanted him to do. He wanted to break out of that mold. That's why Austin Aries didn't last there long. And that's why everybody else is being handcuffed and probably don't want to spend the majority of their career there. Cedric Alexander should be on Monday Night Raw. Mustafa Ali should be on Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live. Buddy Murphy, for Christ's sakes, does not belong on 205 Live. Yet people are coming to me and saying, oh, Ricochet is banished to 205 Live. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa banished to 205 Live. You out of your fucking mind? WWE is pigeonholing these guys because of their look. WWE is picking these guys who are smaller athletes and putting them on 205 Live and not giving them any time to rise up or any opportunity to shine through to possibly be on Monday Night Raw. Half that roster could compete on Monday Night Raw. But then we all want to get upset about Peyton Royce and what Dave Meltzer said about Peyton Royce. And misconstrued what Dave Meltzer said about Peyton Royce. And we all want to get on Dave Meltzer about body shaming. WWE is body shaming every single fucking time with every single independent guy who's under 205 pounds. There's nobody that's going to fucking tell me that Mustafa Ali is not good enough for Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live. So what are you realistically doing without outwardly saying what you're doing? You're pretty much body shaming these guys and you're handcuffing these guys and keeping these guys in some protective bubble on 205 Live because they're too small. That's why Neville didn't want to be on 205 Live. You fucking kidding me? Guy's heralded as one of the best high flyers in the fucking business. Ever. Now he's not in WWE. Now he's going to probably show up in All In. He's going to go to New Japan. You're going to see Neville or Pac versus Will Ospreay. Can you imagine the people at All In sitting at the Sears Center with this over-the-budget battle royal? Can you imagine what happens when Neville shows up and wins that battle royal and then fights Jay Lethal on that same night on the main show for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship? Can you imagine when Neville is at the Madison Square Garden show going one-on-one with Will Ospreay? Are you fucking out of your mind? Yet WWE just willingly let this guy go without even fucking talking to him. Just think of it this way. It's not Neville's loss. He ain't losing shit. If anything, he gained more popularity from this. He's making more money because of what he did. He's about to set the fucking indie world on fire. And who's to say he doesn't come back to WWE? Who's to say that he doesn't come back? Triple H could still talk to him. Triple H could still bring him in if he wants to talk to him. Bring him into NXT UK. I think he'd do well there. Right? I think he'd go well with Pete Dunne or any of those guys over there. Noam Dar. You want to put him against any of those guys. Any one of them. Be the leader of that show. Just like he was when Triple H was molding his career in NXT when he was NXT World Champion. At least he would be treated better with Triple H leading the charge. But Neville could probably come back to the WWE in 2, 3, 4 years. Make himself an even bigger name. And Neville right now has all the fuel in the world that he needs. Neville's one thing right now is getting back in that ring and showing everyone in WWE management when he's competing against the Omegas and the Okadas and the Will Ospreys and the Marty Scurlls and all these other fucking guys, the Cody Rhodes. When he's competing against all these fucking guys, how good of a talent he is. And he's going to show them exactly what they are losing out on. Meanwhile, Neville has lost out on nothing. He stood up for himself. He grabbed his own fucking balls and walked out of that fucking company. He did what everybody else wants to do in that fucking place. Go out there, quit, turn your back, and just say, fuck the establishment. And now he's going to be a fucking independent king for the next 2 or 3 years. Whatever company signs him, you lock him down. And whatever company signs him and locks him down, that's just the beginning of the fucking phase. Then we got Omega and the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes and everything else coming with the uncertainty of the independent scene. Does the independent scene get stronger? Do we have a rival fucking resistance going against the big corporate machine known as WWE? Or does everybody succumb to the fucking almighty dollar and the WWE just gobbles everybody up and takes all these shiny new toys away from everybody else because simply they don't want any other child in the playground to have these shiny new popular toys? Neville could be a make or break situation. Adding Neville to the independent scene is swinging the pendulum to the independent scene side. That's how big of a situation this is. He's not going to lead a promotion or a company to being, an automatic threat to WWE. He's only adding to what is already a fucking resistance against WWE. And it's a big, big statement to everybody that you don't need WWE. All you need is to have fucking faith and belief in yourself to go out there and do the very best fucking thing that you can. That the passion for what you do in that ring is more important than fucking money coming from Vince McMahon's bank account, man. I love it. And I wish absolutely nothing but the best for Neville. And being that I'm going to be at All In, I hope he shows up and he sets the fucking world on fire and breaks the internet all in one night on September 1st. Good for Neville. Can't wait to see what he does on the indies once again. I am JD. This is Off the Script. We're getting ready for part 3, motherfucker. Don't go anywhere. I got a lot more news coming up. And I'm in some fucking mood, man. Sitting in 4.5 hours of traffic, you better believe I'm about to fucking go off on anything that I don't like. Right here on part 3. This is episode 236 of Off the Script.
Just tell him that's not a deal.
When I called you after 3 years.
What the hell are you doing? What are you doing?
You owe me a title shot.
I owe you a title shot?
You owe me a title shot.
I owe you a title shot.
Yes, you do. You promised me one.
I promise.
This guy never invited
Do you
me.
understand that I'm mixed up right now with Ellsworth?
I don't
standing right over there.
Who you're mixed up with? You owe me a title shot.
JD from NY. Maybe I could show you my title. Knock you out. You're lucky here. I get arrested. I get thrown out.
I'm making the challenge right now. WrestleMania's in New Jersey next year. I want a shot. I want a shot.
That could
put me
be
through
it.
a table. He thinks
That could be it. Grimomania right here, right now.
Absolutely.
Grim versus JD.
Absolutely. Challenge is made right now. Watch him forget next year too.
Yeah. If you think I fear you, you're wrong. If you want to step up, anytime, any place. Because you know what happens to terrible YouTubers who challenge me for my championship? JD from NY?
Terrible YouTubers.
You just made the menu!
Next year. Come on.
Yeah, next year.
It's official. Off this shitty fucking product by coming on here and speaking the fucking goddamn truth about this fucking filth.
And I can book a better show taking a fucking dump after eating my fucking Chipotle chorizo with extra cheese.
I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. Have I ever? Of course not.
WWE is great, man. Fuck you, Japan, and Kenny Omega, Okada. Delete. Ooh, what is it, Vince? Can I suck your dick?
But this is the #1 fucking podcast
Right here on YouTube.com. This
is off the script. Man, I got a lot to go over with you guys, man. We got a lot to get into as we conclude this weekend's podcast. I want to make mention, if you guys missed part 1 and 2, they are both live on the channel right now. Please make sure you guys go and check that stuff out. Links will be in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your very screen, whether you are on iPhone, Android, PC, tablet, your PlayStation. It should pop up. If you guys missed part 1 and 2 of this weekend's show, it is there for you. I did make a new video for everybody on Patreon. I haven't said this. I haven't really promoted it. I just did it because, you know, I owe you guys everything, man. You guys are the biggest supporters of the channel. I made a 1-hour breakdown because I don't believe I did. And if I did, I forgot. I don't think I covered the first NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I didn't review it. And with all this women's evolution shit and the pay-per-view coming up and everybody talking about Ronda Rousey and evolution coming up and this everything with the agenda. You know, it pisses me off that WWE uses Sasha Banks and Bayley as some stepping stone. Meanwhile, they don't get what they rightfully deserve on television. It's been like that for quite some time. So if you guys want to support through the Patreon page, you guys are going to get an extra hour of content. I already have a 1993 King of the Ring in-depth review, retro review. And I did the same thing this week with NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I go over everything. I watch the show again. I give you my thoughts on where NXT is then compared to now. My thoughts on Sasha and Bayley. And why I don't think it really is the greatest women's match of this generation. And I go over it. It's fantastic. And I truly believe that when we get to 20, 25 years down the line, I do think women of this generation are going to be looking towards Bayley and Sasha Banks and that match. It's going to have a influential, power over a lot of people. But I don't think it was the best women's match that I've seen in the last 5 years. We go over all that, man. Some very, very good stuff. If you're not really pledging to the Patreon page, you guys are going to get stuff that you're not getting here. And that's one of them. Plus the 1993 King of the Ring. $5 or more Patreon. You guys can go do that if you so choose. It is JD from NY206. It's patreon.com/JD from NY206. I also did a mean comments video. A reading mean comments video. And you guys absolutely blew that out of the water, man. That got more likes than any wrestling video I've did in the last 6 months. Easy. Unbelievable how you guys just love that shit. And wait till you see the next one. You thought those people were fucking ridiculous. Wait till you see the next one, man. Gonna be good, so thank you so much. That video will be linked in the annotation that you see in the top right corner as well. I was in Atlantic City this past weekend doing some stuff. I was at the standalone wrestling convention at the Claridge Casino. As you guys seen there, I was with Grimm's Toy Show. I was there. I wanted to hang out with him and just kind of get a feel for what's going on before I get to StarCast and All In. You know, how the conventions are laid out and how I'm going to be sitting there pretty much all day this coming Friday at StarCast from 10 a.m. to 12 midnight. Probably want to blow my brains out by the end of the night. Either that or I'm going to need a nice cold beverage or 6. But I filmed that with Grimm. I hung out with him for a little bit. Hung around the convention for a little bit. And then I went to go drink at my favorite bar on the boardwalk. It was fucking awesome, man. And if Grimm would like to keep his word, I will gladly challenge him at Grimmomania in New Jersey. I am not that difficult to find, Mr. Toy Show. Now, Grimm is a good dude, man. Grimm is a good dude. He always treats me good. And he is one of the more humble guys that you will find in the community, man. I do not. You know how people get this big ego? People think I have a big fucking ego. I just fucking hate people. Who do you think you are? Oh my God, JD! Why are you so negative, man? All that shit. Right? You meet Grimm, he's so humbling. And if people don't meet in real life, you would know that I'm humbling as well. I'm a very humble individual. But you meet Grim, and he's got 1 million subs. He's got 3 other fucking channels. He's got God knows how many subs between Ball. Almost 2 million subs between all his channels, right? He's a very, very successful YouTuber. He's one of the biggest, most notable guys in the community. And you meet him, and he's just like everybody else, man. The way he comes off, he never lets the success of what he does, affect him. He's just a regular fucking cool dude that you can have a beer with. So it's awesome to hang out with him, and hopefully we could do something. Whether it's for WrestleMania next year in New Jersey or whenever, man. I'm just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Always want to work with him. But that was fun. We did that, and I'm back here, and immediately Tuesday I'm flying out to Chicago for All In. I will be having a meet and greet. I guess I should announce it now. It will be on Saturday, right before All In, because I know the doors open at 5, I think. And I'm going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings. I got a table reserved at Buffalo Wild Wings to find people over at Buffalo Wild Wings. I think one of them is actually a listener to the show, so they are actually giving me a booth. And whomever wants to come over and hang out with me, man, Buffalo Wild Wings doesn't have that bad of a beer selection. So we'll be having some cold beverages over there. I'll be, shooting the shit with you guys. You want to come hang out. Not really anything. It's not going to really be anything big. It's just going to be like a little get-together right before we got to go to All In. Because I'm going to All In with Matt from Wrestle Rumble. And I'll be sitting with him all night. It's going to be fucking awesome. Can't wait. And then we got StarCast. So if you guys are going to be at StarCast, I will be there Friday from 10 a.m. to midnight. And it's going to be fucking insane. It's going to be insane. I'm going to be interviewing 2 potential stars from the show. And we're going to be doing just StarCast discussion. I'm not sure if I'm going to be live that day. But I might be vlogging. I might be doing interviews. So everything you see from that week is going to be on the channel eventually. My entire operation here, Raw, is going to be done here on Monday night. SmackDown, NXT, any other video I got to do, any news and rumors videos that I want to upload on Wednesday morning or Thursday morning. Off the script, the entire weekend off the script is going to be on the channel, and it's going to be from Chicago. So it's going to be awesome, man. So please keep an eye and an ear out for all that. Going to be a big week, probably the biggest week of my podcasting career. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see you guys out there. I will be selling merch. I do have business cards readily available for whoever wants to do business. Can't wait to meet all the other podcasters out there. We're going to be doing a raffle. It's just going to be awesome, man. I might even have some of you on the show. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, man. I don't know how capable I am going to be to record because having the Wi-Fi in that big venue, God knows, is going to be sucking it dry. So I might not be able to go live. I might not be set up equiply for that, but we'll see what happens, man. We'll play it by ear. But I can't wait to see you guys at StarCast all day Friday. You guys know the deal, man. Let me get this stuff out of the way because they pay me to say so, and I have to get my sponsors out there to everybody. Harry's. You guys know the deal with Harry's, man. They reached out to me. They are getting me for review the body wash and the soap. And I can't wait to try that stuff out for you guys so that I can, in turn, tell you guys how great it is. I love everything that they've been giving me so far, man. The razors, the gel. It's just a great fucking product. And Harry's is giving you a free trial shave set. You guys know the deal, man. All you got to do is go to harrys.com/script, and you guys are going to get a free trial shave set delivered right to your front door. You pay $2 or $3 shipping and handling using our unique link. You got to fill out the information. Go to the link, fill out the information, and you guys are going to be on your way to exploring the world of Harry's. They are so confident in their product that they're giving it to you for free. A blade, a handle, shave gel, and a protective case if you guys want to go traveling. Harrys.com/script, and I guarantee you guys, when you have that blade hit your face, when the gel is on your face, soothing, refreshing, it's going to feel so great. And when you got that blade sliding over your face, man, I promise you it's going to be the smoothest shave of your life. Whatever you guys are using right now, you are going to throw in the trash. It's going to be good, man. Harrys.com/script. Harry's is going to be your new wingman for all your shaving needs. Audible. Audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys need to go sign up and support the podcast through Audible because they are great friends of the show and have been sponsoring the show for a year and a half now, man. Audibletrial.com/offthescript. You're going to have access to pretty much the entire website of Audible for 30 days. That's 1 month free of Audible service. Plus, they're going to give you one free audiobook of your choice. Over 200 and something thousand choices to choose from, man. But if you guys want to sign up, it's a great way to support the show. And if you guys have already signed up, please, in turn, give Audible. Tell your friend, your family, tell a classmate, a coworker, whomever, man. Please spread the word. Give the gift of Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. And you guys have to go through the entire sign-up process, man. You just can't go to the link, type it into the browser. It's not really doing much for me. You got to sign up. And if you guys don't like the service, you get to cancel it pretty much anytime within the 30 days and keep your audiobook for free. They will not charge you a single penny. If you guys want t-shirts, you guys can certainly get t-shirts. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Use BSHOP20 at checkout for 20% off your purchase, man. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. And I will be getting the Austin Aries versus Ken Broadway match from High Intensity 7 with myself and Jason Solomon, the Solomonster, on commentary. And I've already heard it, and it sounds fucking fantastic, man. You will not hear more genuine voices do commentary than Jason and I, man. It's fucking awesome, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. That's going up, I believe, on Wednesday. So look for that. Keep an eye out for that on House of Glory's YouTube channel, please, if you have not done so. They just hit 15,000 subscribers. I'd love to get House of Glory to 20,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Thank you guys so very much. Let's hit the news, man. We got a lot to get into. WWE, as you guys know, is keeping Paul Heyman on television. WWE wants Paul Heyman on television. Brock Lesnar is going to do his thing in the UFC. He's going to be training for Daniel Cormier. He's back in the USADA pool, and he's getting ready for that. Wants the UFC World Heavyweight Championship. What happens to Paul Heyman? Well, WWE apparently has decided on who will be the next Paul Heyman client. Brock Lesnar, as Universal Champion, has finally come to an end. Some people are happy that Roman Reigns was the man to do it. Some have not been happy. Raise your hand if you're not happy. I ain't happy. Who cares? One thing that has left fans curious is the future of Lesnar's advocate, Paul Heyman. The mastermind of ECW never seems to last too long behind the scenes in WWE and has always been prone to a clash with WWE management, more notably Vince McMahon. He was once the head writer of SmackDown Live, and he's also been involved with creative for the revived ECW, but both ventures failed. Now, Heyman is arguably at his best when he's on the microphone selling matches, and while not all of his pairings have been home runs, Ryback, Curtis Axel. What was the Cesaro? Excuse me, I got something in my mouth, my throat. Not everything's going to be a home run, but WWE forced those things to happen, and when you force something to happen, they don't work out the way WWE wants them to. But it's undeniable what he added to Lesnar and CM Punk. It was just a good pairing with CM Punk. CM Punk didn't need Paul Heyman, but it was just a good, fun pairing. Lesnar is now heading back to the UFC to train for Daniel Cormier in the UFC heavyweight title, likely in January. But what will Paul Heyman do? According to the Wrestling Observer, WWE are considering partnering Heyman with Ronda Rousey moving forward. Of course, the UFC connections between Rousey and Lesnar are there, as there are similarities in being better performers than they are talkers. Heyman could add a lot to the Rousey presentation, and considering she's on TV every week, or is meant to be, it would give us more of Heyman's genius on the microphone. They haven't been too keen on having male managers with female performers in recent memory either. Teddy Long, if you guys remember, and his relationship with Jazz back in 2002 is probably one of the most recent memories. That is a very, very long time ago. Now that Rousey is the Raw Women's Champion, it seemed to be connecting well with fans, is Rousey, and what she's doing. She may not even need Heyman by her side, but it could definitely add another aspect to her act that will make her even better just by associating with Paul Heyman. Punk didn't need Paul Heyman. Rousey is getting better and better and better at everything she does inside a WWE ring. There really is nobody else on the WWE roster. I mean, it's not happening with Roman. You know, I mentioned the Authors of Pain. You know, I wouldn't mind Heyman having a female client and a tag team client. You know, and then a singles client on the male side. I'd make a whole fucking stable out of it. Really. Not really a stable, but, you know, Heyman and his camp. I don't think he needs to be with Rousey. I don't think Rousey needs Heyman. And what does that mean if you pair Rousey with Heyman? Does that mean she's a heel? Is she going to have some heel-like tendencies to her? And one that I'm sure you guys are thinking, if WWE is setting up for Ronda and Charlotte, if they pair, take it with a grain of salt, this may never even happen. What if they do this, and they're getting ready for Ronda and Charlotte? If Ronda is with Heyman, does that make her the heel? Does WWE even have any plans to move Charlotte into the heel role at that point? Do they keep her babyface to go against a heel, quote-unquote, Ronda with Paul Heyman? You know, that's what I'm thinking about. I don't think Ronda needs anybody right now. I think Ronda is doing well on her own. You know, when she first started out doing the promo work and the mic work, you could see she was a little nervous. But now she's easing into that transition and she's doing a lot better. You know, she's going to get better in the ring. She's going to continue getting better in the ring. And I have been a big fan of what she's doing. And I've been a big fan of what WWE has done with Ronda. You know, the political bullshit aside, I am very pleased on how they've handled Ronda Rousey thus far. And I think the match with Alexa Bliss went absolutely brilliantly. It was exactly the length it needed to be. It was exactly the match that you expected it to be. You can't really blame WWE. You can't really fault WWE in that. You know, do I have any interest in seeing Paul Heyman and Ronda Rousey? Yeah, absolutely. I have interest with anybody being associated with Paul Heyman. I think it's great. But does she need him is the question. Do they want him on television bad enough where they pair Paul Heyman with Ronda Rousey? Let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I think it's certainly an intriguing aspect for sure. But I think Paul Heyman would be fantastic with a team like the Authors of Pain. You know? I don't know why the AOP are without Paul Ellering. They could just add another Paul to the mix. I think Paul Heyman would be fucking fantastic with AOP. I really do. I really do. I absolutely love that pairing. I love it. Ronda, it's a hit or miss. It may not be needed, but it certainly is intriguing. AOP, absolutely. You know? We'll see what happens, man. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Paul Heyman being paired with Ronda Rousey. Apparently, WWE, according to the Wrestling Observer, Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer, they have already decided to pair, if there was to be a pairing of Paul Heyman and Ronda Rousey. So let me know what you guys think about that down below in the comments. I talked about Samoa Joe, and this could be a sign that we could be seeing the end of AJ Styles' title run on SmackDown Live. According to Raja, WWE officials are very happy with Joe's tremendous yet underrated mic skills, and he has backers in the WWE who are saying that they want him with the WWE Championship. This is according to sources. And I talked about Samoa Joe and AJ Styles on yesterday's show. If you missed it, I'm going to repeat what I said there because it was demonetized and half of you guys probably didn't see it. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles is confirmed for Hell in a Cell. I don't know if it's going to be inside Hell in a Cell. If there's one match on that show, it certainly needs to be that inside the Hell in a Cell. I'm also hearing Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman is soon to be announced. And if WWE wants to make 2 Hell in a Cell matches, I'm assuming that's going to be the other one inside the structure. But I mentioned on yesterday's show, if Joe doesn't win the championship from Styles, because it's very difficult to see WWE taking the title of Styles because of the cover of the video game coming out and the plethora of opponent that AJ Styles has waiting for him as heel. You got Almas, you got Orton, you got Nakamura, who he's already been through. Joe is there, right? You got The Miz. Also take into consideration The Miz and Daniel Bryan has been announced for a number one contendership for the WWE title at the Australian Super Showdown. The winner of that match is going to be the number one contender. Do you have The Miz take the title off AJ Styles, or do you have The Miz take the title off Samoa Joe? It doesn't need to be immediately, but the winner of that match more than likely is going to be the number one contender of the WWE Championship, or to the WWE Championship. I've been saying it all along. Joe's promo work on the last couple weeks of SmackDown Live easily warrant him as a world champion. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You know, you could tell me he's fat, you could tell me he's out of shape, you could tell me he gets gassed easily. I don't care. Joe is the type of heel that will always make your babyface that much better. This may be the very best that we've seen AJ Styles all year. Do you want to know why? Because I said the same thing about Ciampa. Ciampa is so fucking good, he's getting Johnny Gargano to be booed. And if you read the spoilers for the NXT tapings coming up this month, Johnny Failure is the new chant going around Full Sail University. It was only 9 months ago when we were crying over the fact that this guy was so close to winning the NXT Championship from Andrade Cien Almas in Philadelphia. Now fans are chanting Johnny Failure. Why is that? Because Ciampa has been so good that the fans have turned on Johnny Gargano. That's what that means. The better the heel, the better the babyface. In this instance, Samoa Joe is just outshining everybody, and right now, he's got people backing him to be WWE champion. Sometimes it works out that way. It worked that way for Ciampa Gargano, and it's working that way now for Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. If Joe does not win the title, and they put these two guys inside Hell in a Cell. I couldn't think of the movie yesterday. Thank you guys so much for bringing it to my attention. I absolutely love the fucking movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. The Edge with Anthony Hopkins. Joe needs to be like that Kodiak bear chasing Anthony Hopkins through that fucking movie. Now, I wouldn't have AJ Styles take a fucking wooden stake and drive it through the heart of the Kodiak bear like Anthony Hopkins did in that movie. But Joe needs to rip apart AJ Styles and bring him to the point where it's easy pickings for the Miz. Joe needs to walk into that. If he's going to lose, he needs to walk out as also a winner. And by beating AJ Styles so much that he's easy pickings for the next guy. That's the way I see it. That's the way I interpret it. Now, Samoa Joe was moved from Raw to SmackDown so that he could become the focal point of WWE's Tuesday night show. Not get lost in the shuffle, because he was already lost in the shuffle on Monday Night Raw, being fed to Roman Reigns and no direction. He was never going to be the guy on that show with Roman Reigns on the same show. The move to SmackDown Live has definitely paid off. He's now a walking fucking meme for Wendy's, because he called out Wendy Styles on SmackDown Live in the most just vicious way. It reminded me of the days when he was calling out William Regal wanting Nakamura's head. And this will be the second time in a row that they're fighting for the WWE Championship on pay-per-view. And everybody's looking forward to this match because of the work that Joe is doing. Reports after SummerSlam this week even revealed that WWE even considered giving Joe the title win on Sunday at SummerSlam, which would have been the first ever title reign for Joe on WWE television. WWE fans will be keeping their fingers crossed that Samoa Joe will finally reach the top of the WWE mountain at Hell in a Cell on September 16th and capture the WWE Championship. If the reports about WWE officials are to be believed, we may not be very far from seeing this become a reality. It's going to be very difficult, man. Joe is making it very difficult for WWE not to put the title on Samoa Joe. You know, I said it. I said it then, I'm going to say it now. Joe's work has been phenomenal. If you're not a fan of Samoa Joe, you better get on the bandwagon. The guy's doing fantastic work. This next move might actually play into the fact of Samoa Joe winning the WWE Championship. Because SmackDown is without babyfaces right now. It's only Bryan and Styles, really, and Jeff Hardy. But Jeff Hardy's not factoring into the WWE Championship picture. They have nobody outside those two guys vying for the WWE Championship. They could add one more after this man finishes obligations with All In. What brand is Rey Mysterio going to be on when he inevitably signs with the WWE? Now, according to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, Rey is expected to be on SmackDown Live when he returns to WWE. Now, I've always seen Rey Mysterio as a SmackDown guy, and just seeing the lay of the land on SmackDown Live, I think this move actually benefits SmackDown Live more than it does Monday Night Raw. And quite frankly, if the rumors are true and Eric Rowan is going to be out for the rest of the year, plus some, what's going to happen with Luke Harper? Luke Harper doesn't need to be on SmackDown Live. WWE can have some talent exchange program or something along the lines. If the reports are true about the Wyatt family and the Shield coming together and reliving their feud from years ago, you're going to have to get Harper back on Monday Night Raw with Strowman and Wyatt. So you can't really have Luke Harper just lingering around doing nothing. You might as well make money off of him. And if that's the case, Harper's going to go back over to Monday Night Raw, and WWE can fill his spot with Rey Mysterio coming over to SmackDown Live. Meltzer believes it still could go either way, but he thinks SmackDown Live is the more likely destination since they need more baby faces. The Wrestling Observer Radio also said that the 619 Master, Rey Mysterio, SmackDown could also provide him with an opportunity to feud with Andrade Cien Almas and elevate him up the card as well. I was thinking more the lines of Rey Mysterio challenging Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. That's just my way of thinking, But that's also a good idea as well. Seeing Mysterio take on Almas would be absolutely fantastic, as some, like Rey, could definitely help take his fellow Latin American superstar to new heights with a feud in WWE. Rey Mysterio will be working on the Indie Super Show All In on September 1st, so he won't be working any dates for the WWE until after his obligations to All In are completed. Also, Rey Mysterio has expressed countless times in the past that he only wants to work a part-time basis with the WWE and not on a full-time contract. By the looks of these things, WWE is now comfortable with this, so it only may be a matter of time before we see Mysterio in a SmackDown Live ring back with the WWE on Tuesday nights. Listen, it's coming, and I think that is the best idea right now for Rey Mysterio. I think having him and Almas go at it is an absolutely brilliant idea. I think having him as a babyface to offset Styles and Bryan is also fantastic. Kind of give them a break from the main event scene. Give the heels more baby faces to work with. Because right now, the main event scene is going to be taken up by Strowman, Reigns, and the Shield, and whatever they got going on there. Rollins, Ambrose, the eventual hopeful Dean Ambrose heel turn. So putting Rey Mysterio on SmackDown Live is the perfect situation. Putting him on Raw, he's only going to be third, fourth, possibly fifth priority over on Monday night. So I really think this is a great way to reintroduce Rey Mysterio to the WWE fans. Moving on here, man. We have news on WWE and Xavier Woods apparently breaking a Guinness World Record. I found this to be very interesting, man. WWE SmackDown Live Tag Team Champion Xavier Woods. They just beat the Bludgeon Brothers on SmackDown Live in a great match. Xavier Woods has broken a Guinness World Record. Woods broke the record for most subscribed to celebrity video game channel with over 1.6 million subscribers. I didn't even know there was an award for such an accolade. I guess congratulations to Mr. Austin Creed. Woods obviously is the main guy behind the Up, Up, Down, Down YouTube channel. Xavier Woods plays games such as Street Fighter, FIFA, Madden, WWE 2K, and several vintage titles as well. His fellow WWE superstars appear regularly on the channel. Some of the channel's alumni include Rollins, Miz, Rusev, Becky Lynch, Kofi Kingston, Big E, and more. AJ Styles has been there, Ember Moon's been there, Sasha Banks, Bayley's been there. With more than 1.6 million subscribers, Xavier Woods' Up, Up, Down, Down on YouTube is now recognized as the most subscribed to celebrity video game channel by Guinness World Records. Woods, a.k.a. Austin Creed, received the honor for the most subscribed to celebrity video game channel earlier this week at Insomnia Gaming Festival in Birmingham, UK. Join WWE.com in congratulating Woods and the entire Up, Up, Down, Down team. And as always, keep it tight. So, congratulations to Mr. Xavier Woods if you guys cared about that whatsoever. And good for Xavier Woods. Congratulations to him. WWE actually unveiled the new UK Women's Championship this weekend at the next set of tapings. I don't want to go over any spoilers here, but the first ever NXT UK Women's Champion will be crowned, or was already crowned this weekend at tapings in Birmingham, England from the Insomnia Festival. Toni Storm, Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, and someone pass along to Tony Storm, please, that JD is wanting to slip the digits somewhere. Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, don't, I'm just joking. Rhea Ripley, Ginny, Isla Dawn, Killer Kelly, Millie McKenzie, Nina Samuels, and Zaya Brookside are all advertised for the show. This is WWE's second set of tapings for NXT UK. I can't wait to see the first set of tapings, and I hope that they get some sort of time slot on the WWE Network. WWE finally revealed on Twitter what the NXT UK Championship will look like. I will post a photo of it in the video that you're watching right now. The championship pretty much looks like the men's title, but white, just like the other titles on Raw and SmackDown. But without question, it is the most beautiful of the women's championships, easily. Instead of those fucking ugly-looking ones from Raw and SmackDown. The championship will be defended at the WWE's first ever all-female pay-per-view, Evolution, on October 28th. I did not know that. I thought we were simply getting an NXT Women's Championship match. Probably Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler once again in a rematch from TakeOver Brooklyn 4. But this is news to me. Championship gold from the UK is going to be on the line. Meaning that we will probably get... I don't know who's going to win the fucking title, man. You know, to be honest with you, I don't think Toni Storm is going to win the NXT UK title. I don't. I think Toni Storm is signed to the WWE. She's too good to be on NXT UK. I'd put Toni Storm in NXT, period. Toni Storm was my pick to win the Mae Young Classic. That's just me. That's been my pick since the beginning. Toni Storm is my pick to win the Mae Young Classic. I don't care about Io Shirai. I don't care about Deonna Purrazzo. I don't care about anybody else that's in that fucking tournament. Toni Storm is my pick. Simple. But the NXT UK title, I don't think is going to Toni Storm. So we'll see what happens. If anybody is going to win that title, I would say either a Dakota Kai, or I'll go on a limb here and say Isla Dawn. She's got a great look. I think Isla Dawn's got a fantastic look, so we'll see what happens, man. I don't think it's going to be Toni Storm. I think Toni Storm is going to win the Mae Young Classic on the 28th here at Evolution. Whatever the finals is, I think Toni Storm is going to be a part of it. I don't know a goddamn fucking thing, and keep it that way. Thank you very much. So that is the NXT Women's UK title. Looks pretty juicy, if you ask me. Moving on here, man. I don't really have much other news to go over for you. We'll end with this one here, man. As I'm looking through my notes, I don't have anything else. I don't know why this is, and I wanted to talk about it with you guys because some of you asked me on Twitter. Some of you actually asked me on social media what I think of this. And this is a spoiler of sorts, but of salts, I was going to say. This is a spoiler of sorts. But it's not a match spoiler. It's just something that I don't know why WWE did it, but apparently this must have been a Vince McMahon call. I don't know. I was loving the old school aspect of Tommaso Ciampa coming out to the greatest theme music of all time. He already had the greatest theme music of all time, and that is fucking booze and hatred and vile fucking words of disgust. You know? But it looks like WWE NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa will no longer be making his entrance in silence. Why? Why do you have to ruin a good thing? That's what I want to know. WWE wrapped up a few weeks ago with the NXT tapings at Full Sail University, or last week rather, this week. During the tapings, it was revealed that Ciampa got new entrance music. Now, I don't know why they gave him new entrance music, but this past weekend, Ciampa successfully defended his NXT Championship against longtime rival Johnny Gargano in a last-man standing match at TakeOver Brooklyn 4 on SummerSlam weekend. He's been doing an absolutely tremendous job playing the best heel in all of WWE, to the point, like I said, he's even getting Johnny Gargano boos. Just days after winning the NXT title from Aleister Black, Ciampa proclaimed on Twitter that his reign as champion was already the best ever just after 13 days. Of course he'd say that. I've been the NXT World Champion for 13 days, Ciampa tweeted. During that time, I've successfully defended my title against Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream, and EC3. You are witnessing the greatest NXT title reign in history. Don't take my gift for granted. Enjoy every second of it. So Tommaso Ciampa has fucking theme music. I don't know why. I don't know what it sounds like. I will reserve judgment for when I hear it, but, you know, my first inclination, my first thought was why. The guy doesn't need theme music. And I just being a fan and knowing how Vince McMahon would act, he would say, give the guy fucking theme music. This is not the 1980s where he's coming out to no fucking theme music. The guy needs theme music. So you got to think of it in that way too. If Tommaso Ciampa gets promoted to, demoted to Raw and SmackDown, he might not even get that type of reaction. He may get none of what you see on NXT, and the theme music might offset that. Giving him the theme music, they may be setting him up for the future. So giving him theme music right now might solidify him going to the main roster eventually, and quite possibly sooner rather than later. I would not be able to see Vince McMahon allowing Tommaso Ciampa to come out to no theme music. So they might as well just fix it now because they don't want to run into an issue later on. I'd rather we get it out of our systems now. We get used to it now so that when he makes the main roster, all is good and we don't mind it. We don't mind it when the time comes. But Tommaso Ciampa has new theme music, and you will see that on the next set of NXT tapings. And that is legitimately all the news that I have for you guys on part 3 of Off the Script. I have nothing else. Everything else I went over, everything else that I had for you was discussed this weekend right here on the podcast. But I gave you guys close to an hour of content. Thank you guys so very much for everything. You guys have been great. I will be getting more content out to you guys before I fly out to Chicago. I might do an all-in discussion video. I might do a preview and predictions video for All In. If you guys want to see that, let me know down in the comments, and I'll get to work on that before we get to Chicago. I'll do it for Tuesday morning before I fly to Chicago, Tuesday afternoon. But thank you guys so very much, man. You guys have been great all weekend. It was great to see Grim. Thank you to Grim as well. And please follow me on Twitter, man, at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. We are getting close to 97,000 subscribers. And if you guys want to support the show, please do so, man. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. You guys got harrys.com/script for your free trial. Audibletrial.com/offthescript. Please support Audible and Harry's, two great friends, two great sponsors of the show. If you guys missed Off the Script Part 1 and 2, live on the channel right now, reading mean comments, Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion, baby, is the title of that video. Go check that out. If you guys want to hear 1 hour extra of audio where I break down and discuss NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 1, comparing NXT then to now, and I'm breaking down Sasha Banks versus Bayley and how bullshit this women's revolution really is. That is on Patreon. Please go and check that out. $5 or more a month. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. I'll see you guys with a brand new week of wrestling content. Until then, I am JD, and I'll see you guys right here on the channel with All In, preview predictions, Monday Night Raw, and then I'll be coming to you live from Chicago. I'll see you guys later.